Question 13 says a number pattern begins with the values shown 7, 14, 21, 28. Which table correctly represents the relationship between the position of a number in the pattern and the value of that number? Okay, first thing. Remember, whenever they say represents, they mean matches. They want a table that matches our list here. Number two, they want to match the position of the number and the value of the number. Remember, the position of the number is like its spot in line. To find the positions, all you're going to do is on top of the numbers, we're going to go ahead and say what spot in line they're at. First, second, third, fourth. Those are your positions. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing I'm going to check is I'm going to check my tables, and I'm going to get rid of any table that doesn't have the right positions. Positions are 1, 2, 3, 4. Answer choice A says the positions are 7, 14, 21, 28. That does not match. Answer choice B says the positions are 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I want. Answer choice C says the positions are 7, 14, 21, 28. Not what I want. Answer choice D says the positions are 1, 2, 3, 4. That matches what I have perfectly. The second thing I check is the values. The values are whatever the numbers are. 7, 14, 21, 28. Those are my values. So let's check the values. I don't have to check A or C anymore because I crossed those out already. But I do have to check B and D. I'm looking for 7, 14, 21, and 28. Value 8, 9, 10, 11. Those do not match. Answer choice D, values are 7, 14, 21, 28. Answer choice D is the answer I want. Now, I'm just curious. This list of numbers they have here, 7, 14, 21, 28. That seems familiar to me. Where else have we seen that list of numbers? Christopher? Alexa, it should be where the tests were in your math packet. You're right. This list comes from our 7 song. 7, 14, 21, 28. It would keep going on and on. So remember, on questions like this, the position of the number is like its spot in line. Is it in first? Is it second? Is it third? Is it fourth? The value is what number is in that spot. Those two are the ones I always start with checking because usually just by using those two, you can find your answer. Sometimes I'm left with 2 answer choices that I have to choose between, and that's when I'd look in the middle and I'd figure out how did they get those numbers, which we just did here. They're using our 7 song, so they're multiplying by 7. 1 times 7, 2 times 7, 3 times 7, 4 times 7. Question 14. Each number in set X is related in the same way to the number below it in set Y. So the top numbers are set x and the bottom numbers are set y. When given a number in set x, what is the rule to find the value in set y? Remember, when they say that something is a rule, that means that it has to be fair. It has to work for all of your numbers. So it can't just work for the first pair or the second pair. It has to work for all the pairs of numbers that you see. So they told us that the top numbers, set x, are related in the same way to the numbers below them in set y. So we're going from x to y, from top to bottom. If I take a look at what's happening to my numbers, I start to see a pattern. 63 is turning into 9. 28 is turning into 4. 42 is turning into 6. And 56 is turning into 8. So I can see that all of my numbers are becoming smaller. 63 turning into 9, 28 turning into 4, 42 turning into 6, and 56 turning into 8. Yes, Jaden.
Multiplication.
If my numbers are getting smaller, can it be multiplication?
No, but
Okay, but remember, my numbers are starting at set X. They're starting at the top and going to the bottom. Are they going to get bigger when they go to the bottom?
no.
No, so it can't be multiplication. If my numbers are getting smaller, there are two operations I could use. I could use subtraction and I could use division. So the first thing I'm going to do is, now that I know it's either subtraction or division, I'm going to look at my answer choices, and anything that doesn't use subtraction or that doesn't use division, I'm going to get rid of. F as subtraction, G as addition, H as addition, J as division. So the first step on a problem like this is first look to see what's happening to your numbers. This one got smaller. This one got smaller. This one got smaller. And this one got smaller. Now, if they all were getting bigger, then I could say, well, they all got bigger, so I could either use addition or multiplication. Since they were getting smaller, that's what makes me, or that's what lets me know that it's either subtraction or division that I need to use. Because addition won't give me smaller numbers, multiplication won't give me smaller numbers. So now I'm going to check my two answer choices that are left. Remember, it has to work for every single number. If it doesn't work if it works for the first one but not for the second one, I can't choose it. So let's try this. X minus 24. So the top number minus 24. $63 minus 24, and we'll see if I get 9. If I get 9, then I know it works. If I get something else, if I get a different number, then I know that that's not the rule that they're using, or that's not the pattern that they're using. 3 minus 4. I can't do 3 minus 4, can I? What do I have to do this subtraction here? Alexa? Okay, I have to borrow from the other number. I'm going to borrow from the 6. It's going to turn into 5. My 3 is going to turn into 13. Now I can do some subtraction. 13 minus 4 would be 9. 5 minus 2 would be 3. So my answer is 39. If I look underneath 63, their answer was 9, not 39. So F won't work. That means I only have one answer choice left, and that would be J. I have to divide by 7 to find my other number. So it won't always be subtraction or division. Sometimes it could be addition, sometimes it could be multiplication, but you have to look and see what's happening to your numbers. If your numbers are getting smaller, then you would use either subtraction or division. If your numbers are getting bigger, then you would use either addition or multiplication. But you have to look at what's happening to your numbers. If they're getting smaller, you go with this. If they're getting bigger, then you go with either addition or multiplication. And don't forget, even if this had worked, let's say it did give me the correct number here, just because it works with the first set doesn't mean that it's going to work for all of them. So even if it did work here, I would still want to go and check all of my other numbers to make sure that it works for everything. Remember, if they call it a rule, they're telling you that it's fair, it's even, it works for everything. There's not a single one that it wouldn't work for. Number 15. Marla's baby sister drank 3 bottles of formula every night for 7 nights. Each bottle contained 6 fluid ounces of formula. Which equation represents F, the total amount of formula in fluid ounces that Marla's baby sister drank during the 7 nights? I'm going to start by finding my question mark and then going backwards and finding the question word. Which equation represents F, the total amount of formula in fluid ounces that Marla's baby sister drank during the 7 nights? So they're telling me to find a letter, but the letter stands for something. F stands for the total amount of formula. So they want the total amount of formula that her sister is drinking. So I'm going to look and I'm going to find all the information I can about the formula. Marla's baby sister drank 3 bottles of formula every night for 7 nights. Okay, so she didn't just drink 3 bottles. She was drinking bottles every night for 7 nights. When I'm reading a word problem and I see words like each and every and per and equal amount and even amount, what operations should I start thinking of? Violet? Multiplication and division. Each bottle contained 6 fluid ounces of formula. Okay, and they're saying each bottle. So again, I'm starting to think of multiplication and division. So now I can start thinking of what is happening with these bottles of formula. Here's one bottle of formula. They told me that there are 6 fluid ounces in one bottle of formula. How many bottles did they say her sister was drinking. There wasn't just one bottle and then she never drank another bottle. Bradley? There were 3 bottles. Okay. So, since there's only 3, I can go ahead and draw that pretty quickly. 1 bottle, 2 bottle, 3 bottles. Okay. And each one had 6 ounces. Did she only drink the 3 bottles and that was it? No. But to figure this out, how could I figure this out? What's something I could do to figure out all the formula? Like if we poured all the bottles together, how could I figure that out? Jadine?
You drank formula for like 3 bottles.
Okay. And how could I figure this part out, Jadine? If there was 6 ounces and 6 ounces and 6 ounces, how could I figure out, like if I put all these bottles together, how would I know how much formula that is?
You could use adding the multiplication because it makes a big
Okay. I could add or I could multiply. Which one do you think would be faster?
multiplication.
All right, multiplication. So I could multiply this, right? 6 times 3. But you're right. She didn't just stop with 3 bottles. This was just one night. And she would do this every single night for, you said 7 nights, right? Yeah, 7 nights. Okay. So if it was the same over and over again, 3 bottles, 3 bottles, 3 bottles, 3 bottles for 7 nights, what could I do? What operation would let me do that? Have 3 bottles and 3 bottles and 3 bottles and 3 bottles and 3 bottles over and over and over again. Would she be drinking more and more formula or less and less formula? More. So should I choose multiplication or division? Multiplication. We're going to multiply the 7. Now remember, my answer choice doesn't have to have the numbers in the same order, because with addition and with multiplication, it does not matter what order your numbers are in. What matters is that you have the right numbers and the right operations. Answer choice A says 3 times 7 plus 6. The numbers are correct, but not the operation. B says 3 plus 7 times 6. The numbers are correct, but not the operations. C says 3 times 7 times 6. Kaylee, put it away. I've got the right numbers, I've got the right operations. D says 3 plus 7 plus 6. Numbers are right, but not the operation. So the correct answer would be C.